Sauti ya mwananchi. Simba Nest Radio, sauti ya mwananchi. Hello and welcome to Simba Nest Radio, sauti ya mwananchi. This is Today in Focus podcast, where we break down the main topic in the world, and I'm your host Jane Naitore, and feel welcome. You can send us SMSs via WhatsApp number 0728 091 656 0728 091 656, and for any inquiries there is also our number, and on all social media platforms at Simba Nest Radio, and on YouTube Simba Nest TV. And today we are going to look at a topic that it has been on many people's mouths lately, and it's about the cost of living in Kenya. And people are asking why it has been rising day by day. And let's look into details at this topic. And the topic of today will be reason for rising cost of living in Kenya. And don't forget to share your opinions via our WhatsApp number and on all social media platforms, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on X, and on TikTok at Simba Nest Radio and Simba Nest TV on YouTube. So many citizens across Kenya continue to complain that life is becoming more expensive, and prices of food, transport, fuel, and electricity have increased over the past few years, and putting pressure on household. It's something that has been stressing a lot of people, and for many families, salaries have remained the same while the cost of basic needs keeps rising. Yeah, you find that the price of flour in 2020 is not the same as now, but you find out your salary is still the same since 2020 until now, unless you get a promotion. And that is something that is stressing many Kenyans. And I think the key issues that we should discuss is the food prices. Yeah, the rising food prices. And food takes the biggest portion of most households' budgets. And we all know you can't live without food. We all need food to survive. And for example, the price of the flour, it keeps rising day by day. There was a time when 1 kg of maize flour was just 50 shillings, 40 shillings, but now it's way more expensive. You find 2 kgs is over 150 shillings. And not only maize flour, when we look at the price of cooking oil, there was a time when just a quarter of cooking oil was 30 shillings and 20 shillings. Like you could get any amount of cooking oil that you want, but right now just a liter is 250, a liter of cooking oil. And also sugar, rice. I remember a long time ago, rice, a quarter of rice was just 30 shillings or 25 shillings. But right now you can't even find even cooking oil or even sugar with that amount. And when food prices rise, it affects almost every family. Not even almost, it affects everyone, especially low income households. That is true. You find someone is earning only 300 shillings, but you still have to, you have a family, so you have to pay for school fees with that 300. You also have to buy a food in the house, and you find that 300 shillings can't even buy two items, two food items. You buy 2 kgs of maize flour, that is almost 180 shillings or even 200. You buy cooking oil, I don't know, you will just live to buy one thing at a time, because you won't find enough money to save so that you can make a budget and buy a lot of food stuffs. So this is an issue that is really pressuring many Kenyans. And when we look at the prices of the fuel prices influence almost everything in the economy. You can say because you don't have a car, you won't need fuel. You need fuel for transportation. Even the matatu that you are boarding, when the price of the fuel is increases, when the price of the fuel increases, also the transport fee will increase. So you can say, I don't have a car, so that is none of my business. No. And the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, it adjusts fuel prices regularly. And when petrol and diesel become expensive, transport fare increases, as I have said, and also food transport costs rise. For example, we need a food supply. Mwatebere is where rice is grown. We need matatus to transport that rice from Mwatebere to Nairobi. So what do you think will happen to transport fee? It will just increase. And also when it increases, it means that the shopkeeper will be forced to pay more amount of money for the transport. That means for the shopkeeper to gain the profit, he or she will just have to increase the price of the rice. So that's how we are affected. It might not affect us directly, but it will affect us indirectly. You don't have to pay for the transportation of rice from Mwatebere to Nairobi, but you will have to pay more money to the shopkeeper, because the shopkeeper must make a profit. And also, the businesses raise product prices, and this it just creates a chain of reaction across the economy. And when we look at the taxes and government policies, recent tax charges introduced by the government have also sparked debates. That's when you find that the taxes have been increased by the government. And policies from the National Treasury of Kenya aim to increase government revenue, but critics say some taxes make life harder for ordinary citizens. Like I have said, if a person is earning only 300 and the person also have to pay for taxes, that is very hard, because even the price of the maize flour, the price of the oil, the price of even the cereals and whatever is already high. So when the government increases taxes, that is also making our lives more difficult. And some Kenyans feel that tax burden is becoming heavier. That is true. Most people are just struggling with these taxes, and I think when the food prices are high, the transport is high and very costly. I think the government should just decrease the amount of taxes they are taxing us, because we can't just afford all that money. It's tiresome. It's really tiresome and pressuring. And when we look at the unemployment and low income, this has been a big issue in Kenya, and we don't know who will help us. We don't know if it's the government or just ourselves, or I don't know where the help will come from, because it's not the first time people are just saying there is increased unemployment in Kenya. But it's becoming hard because right now, for you to find a job, even after you've graduated from university, it's not most of the people that we see out here, it's not because they haven't gone to school or they don't have courses. They have them. They even have certificates. But you need someone to help you get that opportunity, or you need to pay to get that opportunity. Tell me how you are just going to look for a job so that you can find money, but someone is telling you to pay money for you to get money. that is very confusing, and it's not easy. And the more we get many people without employment, the more the life will become harder. And I think government should help more people by creating more jobs, vacancies, and job opportunities, mostly for the youth, because they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So that means whenever a youth is unemployed, the guy is so idle, and they will turn to using drugs or starting to steal from people. So government should help deal with that. And many young people in Kenya still struggle with to find stable jobs. Many people are out here with certificates, and they have graduated but no jobs. Yet when we were in school, we were just told, go to school, go to university, learn, then you will find a job after that, and you will be successful. Right now, it's very different, totally different. You don't have to rely on education for you to be successful. You have to find other ways for you to be successful, and it's not an easy thing, because you have learned for this course and you don't have any other skill. Not unless you learn many different skills, you won't survive with just one. It's kinda hard, and I won't only blame the government, because right now people are earning even from online by using this technology, AI technology and whatever. So I think also as youths we should take a step and try to learn those skills that are helping build online jobs. And even when people are employed, salaries may not keep up with inflation. As I've said, you find that the price of the maize flour increases day by day, but will your salary increase? No, your salary is the same. So you have to adjust how you divide your salary among your needs. And it's not just because people are not employed. Some people are employed, yes, but when the government increases the tax, your salary will not be increased. When the government increases the price of fuel, your salary will not be increased. So the problem still remains, and this creates a situation where families must work harder just to maintain the same standard of living, which is sad, by the way, because right now it's hard for you to do two jobs, because for example you are doing an 8 or 9 to 5 job. When will you have another time for you to rest and also do another job? It's very hard. And unless you don't sleep and you don't rest and work 24/7, which will create other problems, because that means you are risking your health, and it's just impossible. Let me say that, unless it's an online business that doesn't need a much amount of effort, that's when you can do two jobs in one day. And also let's look at what the government is doing, which is the government which is led by the President William Ruto. It's introducing several economic plans aimed at improving livelihoods. You are listening to Simbanes Radio, Sauti ya Mwananchi. I'm your host Jane, and this is Today in Focus. It's a podcast where we break down the main topic that is being discussed by many people out here. And today, our topic of today is reason for rising cost of living in Kenya. And we are just looking into details why the cost of living is increasing day by day. And you can send your opinions via our WhatsApp number 0728 091 656 0728 091 656, and on all social media platforms at Simbanes Radio, and on YouTube at Simbanes TV. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on our everyday shows. And let's look at what government is doing. And we've seen that William Ruto has introduced several economic plans aimed at improving livelihoods, including agricultural reforms to increase food production, affordable housing programs, support for small businesses. This is about the Hustler Fund, the Women Enterprise Fund, and also just another day there was about the Youth Fund. Yeah, so he's trying to help Kenyans and the youth. But citizens continue debating whether these solutions are working fast enough. Are they? Because so far, I don't think they are. Because I don't understand how, the Hustler Fund was started, I think in 2022, 2023. But the amount that everyone was given, I don't know if it's everyone, but most, it started from 500. And the main reason for that Hustler Fund was for you to start a job. Which job will you start with 500? So many people just took the money and used it to do other things, of which 500 is not even money that you can use for more than 2 days. Even 2 days is you can just use 500. So I don't know how our president had decided with that, or what he thought about that, because 500 can't do anything. You can start a job with 500. But anyways, at least he tried. And just last month there was this youth fund that was given, to youth, and also they were teaching youth many some courses, I mean some short courses. But I think it's not about the course. Yeah, many people have the course, many people have the skills out here, but there is no job opportunities. And when you find job, Kenya is such a corrupt country right now, such that for you to find a job, you need to either have connections, as they call it, or have money for you to be employed, so that you give money, you be employed and get money. That is it's even disgusting to say it, because it's like you are paying. How do you pay to get money? Anyways, I think that's the only thing the government is helping with. Besides from that, I haven't heard of many job opportunities that have been introduced by the government, but maybe there are, because this can't be only the things that the government is doing to help people, yet there are a lot of problems out here. And that will be all for today in this podcast. And share your opinions with us, because I'd like to know what you people think about this, and maybe you can give us opinions of how you think the government should help more. And the reason why this topic was important is because the cost of living affects everyone. There is no one who is excluded from this, and workers, students, and business owners are affected by this. Everyone, totally everyone is affected by the cost of living in Kenya. The more the cost of living increases, it doesn't affect, for example, people from Kiambu, and doesn't affect people from Nairobi or from Nyanza. It affects everyone. And when prices rise faster than income, families struggle to survive. So I think maybe they should also, when the employers see that the price of maybe fuel or maize flour, rice, cooking oil, when those prices increase, they should also increase the salary for their employees. But that's just my thoughts. I don't know what you think about it, but understanding the cost can help many people, and also the government, to find better solutions. So share your opinions. Maybe on our next podcast, we'll discuss more and share the opinions that you will have given, and maybe the possible solutions for this in our next podcast. And this will be the end of our podcast today. I've been your host, Jane, and this is Simbanest Radio, Sauti ya Mwananchi. Thank you for choosing Simbanest, and thank you for staying with me until the end of this podcast. Have a nice day. Simbanest Radio, Sauti ya Mwananchi.